what is up with you? Today we're going to talk about June. My June wrap up. Hmm, June? It's August. You're supposed to be doing your July wrap up. It's coming, okay? It's coming. Don't worry. I missed a couple. I missed doing last month's. Don't worry. That's why I'm doing this month. So at least I'm just gonna drink. Don't worry. Roll the. So, yes, it is my June wrap up. I'll do my July wrap up another time, and I'll do like my August TBR. All that stuff will be done and dusted in the next coming week. So, you'll be bombarded with videos from me. So let's just talk about June today, okay? We just talk about June. Just talk about June. Um, June was a lot better than my previous May and April reading months. Thankfully, it was a lot easier. Especially when it comes to like reading for work. I have not been I have been concentrating on reading for work. A lot of the books that I'm going to be talking about next video will be for work. So I've managed to break fully out of my funk. I'm not going to talk about July in this because it will be just very long and I might as well just chop it up, make more videos, and send them out. So let's get into it. Let's get into the books that I read for June, if I still remember them. First up is Exquisite Corpse by William Martin, aka Poppy Z. Brite. This was a book that was on my Magical Readathon TBR in April, and I read it slowly alongside House of Leaves in May and finished in June, just before June. So I added it to my June TBR wrap up. This is a horror fiction novel that follows two serial killers who fall in love with each other. And while it is advertised as two serial killers falling in love, that kind of doesn't happen until like halfway through the book. I think it was like 150 pages into the book, and once they meet, it is blissfully beautiful. It is blissfully like a beautiful thing. It does have serial killers who fall in love with each other, but it's a lot more of a complicated love story between two other men, as well as shining light on them, the men in this book, trying to survive the HIV/AIDS epidemic of the 1990s. It follows four people, the two serial killers, Andrew Compton and Jay Burns, a young Vietnamese man named Tran, and a trans ex boyfriend, Luke, who is a writer and a DJ who is slowly dying from HIV/AIDS. Um, Tran, when we meet him, he's being kicked out of his house by his parents who found out that he was gay, and it is an infuriating piece of literature to read, but it's beautifully written. It's a beautifully written book. It's so nihilistic and dark and yet so beautiful to read. There is a part of the book that I tabbed that had me tearing up. Like I read that bit, was like, damn, and I put the book down to go do some household chores, and I just kept thinking about it. And yeah, it was a lot better than Lost Souls. To me, Lost Souls was a very edgy vampire. Oh my god, everybody's such a poser with not the book. Like in the book, the character Nothing, his name is literally Nothing, is talking about how everybody's a poser and the world is. It would be a book that I would be interested in if I was like 14 years old, deep into my like goth phase, and like that hasn't gone away, still 100%, but I have a lot more understanding of the world. So a lot of the times in Lost Souls, I was rolling my eyes at the character, um, and then it was like really gritty and gross. But while there is gross content in this, it is for a purpose. It's meant to show how absolutely monstrous Andrew and Jay are, and the people around Tran and Lucas are. It and how this disease is like breaking down these people and turning them into just shells of themselves. It's a huge air of nihilism and darkness, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I gave it a 4 star. So next up is a book that I read for work. Also not sponsored, but I am reading Robin. I am drinking Robinson's Trooper 10th Anniversary Premium British Beer, and I picked it up because Trooper is the name of an Iron Maiden song, and I don't know if you can see him, but that's Ed. That's Iron Maiden's Ed. Iron Maiden's little mascot. Anyway, the book that I read up next is called The Killing Kind by Sarah K. Stevens. And boy, okay, so this was an arc that I got from Bloodhound Books. This is an arc that I did for work. And what. Okay, let me just tell you what the book is about, okay? So, um, it's about this woman named Trina. Trina is having some issues in her life, and she gets through it the way we all do, by crashing weddings and sleeping with random men. However, she crashes this wedding, and she meets this guy named Dermot, and you know she does her thing, he does his thing. She leaves him asleep in the hotel room, only for her to show up at work the next day and have the police there asking her about Dermot being dead. Turns out, even though she says she left him alive and asleep, she was the last person to see him alive, and Dermot, she is now the main suspect in Dermot's murder. Of course, she is shocked by this. I mean, she left him alive. We saw it on the paper. But not only was the last person to see him, but she has a record for stalking. So that's why she's the main suspect in all of this, okay? Yeah, it turns out she has been stalking, apparently, a married couple named Simon and Joyce. And they say that she's been stalking, but it seems to me that Simon is the one doing the stalking. He will not leave Trina alone, and we don't know why. He just won't leave her alone. Okay, I enjoyed this. This book is the kind of messiness that I love in my domestic thrillers. There's so many twists and turn in this book. It actually felt like an episode of Jerry Springer. You know when Jerry brings up a guest and then all of a sudden he's bringing in another guest that previous guest didn't know was there. It was that. But with murder, at the center of it, my favorite character is Simon's wife. If Audacity was a person, it would be her. She Joyce 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 is she does not care about anyone. I genuinely think Joyce is a psychopath. Like she, if she was if Audacity was a person, it would be her. I gave this book a 4 star, I think. I need to check on my Goodreads, but I gave it a 4 star, a 4.5 because it was really good. I read it in 2 days. Um, but yeah, it was. Go check this book out if you want some messiness. Like Dermot, Dermot really should have kept his dick in his pants. I also read Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, Rebecca F. Kuang. Everybody and their mother knew about this book. It's very popular because everybody loves Madame Kwan. If you don't know or haven't read this book, it is all about, it's like a literary thriller. It's all about this woman named Jane Harwood. She's a failed author and she has this frenemy relationship with another author, a more successful author named Athena Liu, and they often have like these friend dates where they meet up, hang out, and talk about their lives. And one night during one of these meetings, Athena brings June back to her place and introduces her to a manuscript that she is working on. Um, However, there is a freak accident with like pancakes that result in Athena's death. And June decides, after, calling the police and making sure that, Athena is dead, that she's going to help herself to her ex friend's manuscript, edit it, and then pass it off as her own under the different name of Juniper Song. Yellowface, wild ride. Wild ride from start to finish. Tackled so many topics. Um, okay, so I'm the type of person who likes to watch online drama from afar. Do you know? Like, I'm not judging anybody, I'm just saying it is entertaining to watch things unfold and, you know, get everybody's opinions on stuff. Do you know what I mean? Not judging, not judging. Just I'm frequently in the watching the online drama unfold, and I felt seen. I felt seen in this book. I felt seen because it gave me the same feeling I got when like some drama in the book community unfolds, and I'm like, yeah, read the book in a day, read it in a day. But like I said, it tackles a lot of topics. It tackles the issue of publishing. Publishing has tons of issues, and it tackles that from a perspective of an author. It also tackles whether or not authors of a different culture should be allowed to write about a culture that they're not a part of, or if an author who grows up in a particular culture should be writing about the darker sides of their culture for profit. Which interesting, interesting. Um, like I said, it tackles the online book community, especially the ones on Twitter. Look, this book in this book, look, June said in this book something about TikTok. She was like, "Oh, everybody, everybody's on Twitter. Don't even bother with the something like that. Something like you don't even bother with the infants on TikTok." And I'm like, "Girl, TikTok is dangerous. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen what they do to you on TikTok on Book Talk? Are you mad? Are you mad? TikTok is wrong Book Talk. You you're like wrong Book Talk. Wrong Book Talk. Wrong Book Talk. Book Talk has single handedly ruined so many careers. so many, so many careers in the book community. You infant. Book Talk is dangerous. Be careful. It is dangerous. Okay? These are the kids, these are the infants you're talking about who are making fun of five people in a submarine with some of the most. I had to log off because I wasn't going to sacrifice my soul for a bit of funny. No, but TikTok's dangerous. Do not underestimate. Okay, the book talk. Don't do it. Don't underestimate them. The worst thing you could do is underestimate them. Don't do it. Safe to say, I gave it a 4. It was okay. I was there for the drama, of course, but as a book, as Babel, I'm still high 4 stars for me. Um, 4.5 because I did enjoy it. I didn't just like it. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was it was a while. I felt seen. I felt called out. I felt like this is good. Thankfully, I hope that I don't add to like the drama. I don't add to the drama. I don't like so like I will tell people what is happening. Oh, book talk got a bit of drama, but at the same time, I'll be like, book talk got another bit of drama. I'm like, ew, stop it. But it was fun. It felt like drama, book talk drama, book talk, you booktube, book community drama. But it was fun. It was in book form. It was fun. I'm probably part of the problem. Next up, I finished Girls in Love by Jacqueline Wilson. So, a bit of backstory about myself, a little bit of Kenny law. I came to the UK when I was itty bitty. I was 12 years old, which meant that I was in the perfect demographic for Jacqueline Wilson's assortment of TV shows and all of that. And I was super into that. I moved to the UK and I was instantly infatuated with CBBC, CITV. They were my jam. They were my jam. You know, I love the TV shows that came on there, and one of the TV shows that I really enjoyed was Girls in Love. It had the Sugar Babes theme song. Everybody go, Do you know? The English people know what I'm talking about. Okay, um, it was all about this 13-year-old girl named Ellie who lived with her dad and her stepmother Anna and her younger brother Eggs. And yeah, this is the book that was adapted from. So this book is literally all about Ellie. She's just started year nine, which is eighth grade in the USA, and she basically is like a mini Bridget Jones. She's 13, so she's obsessed with getting a boyfriend and not looking fat and all of that stuff. And she makes lists, and her book is kind of written in like a diary format. She's got two best friends who are called Magda and Nadine, and things go a little bit wonky when Nadine announces that she has a boyfriend. And then Magda goes and gets herself a boyfriend because, she's confident and beautiful and self assured. So she literally just walks up to a guy and goes, "Yo, you're my boyfriend now." And he goes, "Yes." And, to save face, because now her best friends have boyfriends, Ellie lies and says that she met this really handsome boy when she was at holiday in Wales, and he's called Dan, which is true. He is called Dan, but she's not what she says she is. I I enjoyed this book, and I cannot believe how not problematic this book is. Normally, when there are books that we grew up with, when we're young, from 1998 to like 2005, if so, right? Some things that we consumed as children come back problematic in this era. And I am so relieved that this is not one of those books. It was really good. It was really good. I mean, yeah, she's obsessed with boys, but she's 13 years old. That makes sense. And there is so much in this book. She and her friends sneak out to a club. There's stuff with like drugs in it. There is the whole talk about like Nadine's boyfriend is who's 17 is I guess that's like the only problematic thing. He's 17, but it's not made to be like this. Oh, nice and fluffy. No, it is a problem in the book. It's a problem. They talk about um their virginity, um, whether or not they are ready, and fully decide as they are young, because they are young, that they do not want to do any of it. And they, it's everything that people complain that children should not be talking about now, but when you're 14, when you're 13, 14, 15, you are talking about that stuff. And to see that portrayed as them being responsible children, and when the outside world is telling them that they should grow up quickly, and them actively saying no and having a healthy female friendship between all three of them. Wonderful, wonderful. They don't really, I don't think they ever once had like some stupid argument. They talk things through. They support each other. It's very well done for a book that was written in 2000, in 1999, while this rubbish was being peddled to people in 2000. Jacqueline Wilson was writing a healthy, interesting book about female friendship that girls could relate to and understand. And That's why we had the best childhoods. Uh, 5 star read. I think I gave it 5 star. It is a 5 star read. I am gonna continue the series because I did not really read these books. I grew up with the TV show and I thought it was fantastic. And one of the actresses was amazing. And I genuinely, in my headcanon when I was young, made a kind of join together. I pushed two shows that she was in together, saying that this is Girls in Love when Ellie was starting to be a teenager, and then Sugar Rush is when Ellie is like going on to like college and finding out about her own sexuality. I Because they both have like really great narratives. They follow this girl. They both follow the. It helps that the actress is the same thing, the same person. Um, she finds out in Sugar Rush that she's gay and she is in love with her best friend. But yeah, I y'all should watch Sugar Rush. It's really good. One way or another, I'm gonna hang out. And finally, I want to ask a question. Why does Audible have all of the great black stuff? Like all the great black books. Amazon have all the great black books. Black authors, black romance, black drama. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I wanted to continue. I finished with the Twisted series. Not gonna lie though, the book that I'm about to tell you about should have been called the Twisted series. Okay. So I finished the Twisted series and I wanted more. And I decided to go and see what else Audible has for you know their premiere, where I got the Twisted series and listened to all the Twisted series, and boy, so the book is called My White Woman, His Wife by Anna J. And yeah, it was raggedy, it was juicy, and it was twisted. It was twisted. So tell you a little bit about this book, okay? So this book, it follows Jasmine and James, right? And Jasmine's husband, James, one day he just comes out of the blue and says, "Hey baby, I want you to meet this woman named Monica." And Jasmine's like, "Why?" And he says, "I would love for us to have a threesome. This friend of mine said, at work, said, we should give it a go. Our love life is kind of dipped down a bit, so maybe this can be really rejuvenating for the relationship." Jasmine, after prodding from her husband, agrees. They meet up at a hotel. Monica is there, and while Jasmine is hesitant at first, she decides, sure, we'll try it out. It starts in the elevator because the elevator in the lift goes out and they're waiting on help, and Monica just decides, this is a great time to just get on her knees, and Jasmine is reciprocated. It's okay. Anyway, apparently Monica is a babe. She's very good at what she does because not only does she get Jasmine on board with her elevator escapades. She also gets James. James wasn't very, man's an idiot. He wasn't very hard to get. But she gets Jasmine and then gets Jasmine to start having an affair with her behind James's back, right? But James is still seeing Monica because Monica has a plan. Monica's the villain in the story. I don't know if you noticed, but she has a plan, and her plan is to get James caught with her so she can steal Jasmine away from him. This woman don't want the man. She wants the woman in this relationship. And then all hell breaks loose. And then I immediately read the second book, The Aftermath, and things got wilder. To the point where I actually sympathized with our villain, Monica. When I say was raggedy, this is raggedy. And like I said, The Aftermath had the audacity to make the villain from the first book, Monica, into someone that you have sympathy for. It was fantastic. I loved every single minute. Apart from the gross parts. There were some gross parts when it came to in the aftermath, when it came to like talking about Monica and her background, but Monica is a psychopath. There's a reason why she's a psychopath, and that's the reason why she's a psychopath. So I really, really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the aftermath. I think there's another book in the series, but like, bruv, like, I keep keep thinking about this convoluted plan that Monica has. This woman had the audacity to look. James made it easy. He made it easy. He was so stupid, and he continues to be stupid afterwards. Um, the ending in the first book, madness. I had to, I had to continue the book, and then in the second book, we learn more about Monica and why she's an absolute psychopath, and it was it was not a good childhood for Monica. Bless that girl. Um, I can see why she absolutely wants everyone, every man, to burn. So yeah. Raggedy. Girls, this is why you shouldn't have threesomes. If your husband comes to you and say, "Hey, I want to have a threesome," be like, "No." Anyway, and that's it. I'm out of Trooper, and I'm out of books to talk about. Actually, I will wrap up House of Leaves and the two other books from that were picked in June, and I will do that in my July wrap up. Yeah. So as always, tack så mycket för att du tittade. Let's do that again. Tack så mycket för att du tittade. Hoppas du har en bra dag. Good night och god dag. Hejdå.